because listen, I can do AQ with my fucking eyes closed, all right? Well, and so I want to have a full fucking focus, and you guys can watch some chill ass classic content, and we can sit down and talk about this motherfucking LFG add-on. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is this attitude that people fucking have. Well, it's not affecting your experience and people want to play the game differently. Who are you to tell them what they can and can't do? I remember hearing that. I remember hearing that whenever they made 40-man raids, 25-man raids. I remember hearing that whenever they added transmog into the game. I remember hearing that exact same argument whenever LFR was implemented. I remember hearing that exactly at the same time that the Dungeon Finder was implemented too. I remember hearing that whenever everybody got any sort of a reward. Everybody got a legendary. How does it affect you? I remember this every fucking time around. This isn't anything new. These are the lazy, casual, and actually, I don't even want to call them casuals because I don't want to do a disservice to actual casuals by lumping them in the same lot with these lazy babies, which is what they really are. Lazy babies. And I don't like that shit at all. These are the same fucking people that have ruined retail. They have ruined retail with their attitude that it's a single-player game. Why does it matter how other people play? Why does it matter? Because it devalues the accomplishments of everybody else that doesn't play that way. If you kill Illidan on LFR, my kill on heroic or normal mode means less. Because other people have it. They share in the same fucking reward. It does matter what other people do. It does matter. How do you know that it fucking matters? Because every single goddamn person that played Classic WoW has a story of inspecting somebody in Ironforge or Stormwind and being inspired to raid. That's why it fucking matters. These single-player gamers can go back to Candy Crush. These single-player gamers can go back and play, they can go play BFA. Classic WoW was not designed for LFG add-ons in mind. They are antithetical to the game, and in my opinion, I think Blizzard should get rid of them. And, oh wow, isn't it great that Blizzard agrees with me? After I kill this boss, I'm going to play a video for you guys, okay? And you know what? We're going to look and we're going to see actually what Blizzard says about this exact same issue. All right? Somebody linked this to me yesterday, and I want to go ahead and I want to show it to you guys, okay? It's a short little, probably 2-minute video, if that. What the fuck is this? Okay, there we go. All right, let's go down here. Okay, I've got to pull up my tweet. It was a response to one of my tweets, so give me one moment, okay? Give me a sec. All right, where's it? Twitter. Shit. Okay. Home. Let me just look at my profile. This is gonna take me a second. I actually didn't really have this pulled up. Okay. Let's see. I'll scroll all the way down and find this. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right. You guys ready? All right. Here we go.
There's stuff that's been added to the UI API since then that allows for the creation of add-ons that communicate with each other and can be used to create social networks within the game. We're actually kind of suspicious of these and skeptical about the possibility of add-ons reproducing some of the functionality that we've deliberately removed from Classic that we feel could be harmful to the authentic experience. And we know that once it's out there, saying just don't use it if you don't want it isn't good enough because it will start to become part of the fabric.
You hear that? You hear that, retards on Twitter? Retards on Reddit? You hear that? Game director disagrees with you. You know, the guy that's a scarab board? Yeah. Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about.
And so we may be restricting some of those new things as well. We're likely going to find some kind of middle ground that combines the old and the new here with a goal towards making sure that the vast majority of the add-ons that people know and expect function with the goal of an authentic experience.
So how about that? So how about that, boys? How about that?
Now, just to wrap up, there's one big thing that we haven't talked about yet. I know I've heard a lot of.
This is a lot more stuff, but I just want to make sure that that we have that that is documented, and everybody knows that was said by Ian at BlizzCon whenever they were talking about this exact same issue. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Let me actually find it. Yeah, it's a good song. All right, play the Mr. GM clip. You're spamming. Stop spamming. You're annoying. Okay, let's go down over here. I might look at it later. Don't spam. Let's see. What if I have a group of friends that I play with? Well, that's called a guild. Yeah, that's called a guild. And so, yeah, you play in the guild. And obviously, I understand that, you know, some people don't have as much time to play the game as they used to. That doesn't mean the entire game should change around you. Just because you have a job doesn't mean everybody else has to have their accomplishments devalued because you have to fucking show up to Target at 7 a.m. Like, no. Like, this is the exact fucking mentality that ruined retail WoW. Like, I was actually a lot more on the fence about this. I was like, you know, I mean, is it really a LFR add-on and everything? Wow! Hey! There we go, dude! That's a perk. Fuck yeah, dude. That shit's expensive. Okay, great. Yeah, that's actually that's an expensive item. Okay. Woo, boys, there it is, dude. A boot's not collected. That's because they're leather. So anyway, let's talk about the rest of this. So Blizzard obviously agrees with me. They know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Joanna went for 60. So here's the thing, is that I was actually much more on the fence about this, and I was like, you know, like, maybe it's just like my perspective since I'm like a streamer and it's easy for me to make groups and, you know, everything like that. But then I saw the same lazy babies that ruined retail WoW, you know, using the same arguments for this as they've used to ruin our current game. And I am against it entirely. I am against it entirely. And that's all there is to it. And I don't think that these things should be in the game. And I feel like as soon as they begin being part of the game, you're going to have new add-ons that are added in that are going to devalue the experience more and more and more. The first thing that people are saying is, oh, well, let's talk about people's idea that this add-on, what are some of the positives? What are the people that are defending the add-on? Let's hear some of the arguments for that, okay? It's for people that want Classic Light. Classic Light's BFA. Go play BFA. Go play BFA. Like, I mean, that's fine. Just go play BFA. I mean, if you want to play Classic Light, just go buy any expansions for the current game and just play fucking up to 60 or 20 or whatever the fuck, dude. No, we're not gonna do that, man. Go back to fucking retail. Like, the game is designed in a certain way, and there are ways. Who's this annoying person who's spamming me? Just a minute. There we go. There's this idea that the game should obviously change because players have changed. I don't think that's the case. The reason why players have changed is because the game has changed. That's why the game. It's like which came first, the chicken or the egg? The issue is that Blizzard started accommodating the players that were lazy. You know what I mean? And that was the main issue. Korea streamers, you playing Activision? The whole point of trying to bring back Classic, yeah. Do you hope that beyond Classic they bring back BC? Yeah, of course. Like, I want to see BC again. Everybody wants to see fucking BC again. Classic Plus, etc. Right? Of course, yeah. Casual. Yeah, I don't want. Here's the thing: is if you're a casual player, right, and everything like that, have the fucking dignity to fade out and stop playing the game if you feel like you can't play it casually, and don't fucking keep your about like how Silicon Theater dropped really good gear. What a bunch of bullshit. There's no way they're gonna drop anything good. How do you feel about people using leveling guides? The thing is that it's the same thing as the LFG add-on, right? It's like if Blizzard doesn't take it out of the game, right? Let's assume that Blizzard does not take it out of the game. Well, then what do I think about it? I think that you're just cheating yourself out of a great experience. I really feel like that's the main thing. And you're cheating yourself out of the classic experience. And the issue with that is that there are negative and annoying things in the classic experience. And everybody obviously wants to be able to skip certain things. I don't think that being able to, like click a button and immediately find a group is not something that I believe should happen. That's the main point. So how about streamers who will spam Dungeons and 60? Doesn't that break the main experience? Well, no, it doesn't, because you're comparing, Tally, the difference that I feel between like your example and what I'm talking about is the difference between an individual changing an experience and a system being added into the game that affects the entire population. So it doesn't matter what one individual person does. It doesn't matter, right? If one person just pays some random person to play their account all the way through, then it's not that big of a deal. I don't care. But if this is something that's consistently done all the time that affects the entire player base, I feel like that's a completely different conversation to have. And that's my main concern. I don't really care about one person. I care about the population of the game as a whole. And I feel like the population of the game as a whole is being damaged whenever you have systems and add-ons like that do, even as Ian admitted, that they will go ahead and they will make it a soft requirement. It's the same as Raider.io. It's not that bad if you're in a guild, you're right, but if you're pugging, it's bad. What about Gear Score? What about like OQ back in the day? All of these add-ons became default expectations. On top of that, you even have in-game systems that function the exact same way. Two good examples, the Legendary Ring and the Legendary Cloak. Both of those things turned into being, instead of a reward from raiding, a requirement to raid. And if you didn't have those two items, you didn't get into a group. Those types of things will create a soft expectation because no player will willingly put themselves at a disadvantage to that degree. Those are the problems that are with the game. I don't really care about one streamer being able to be given Scarabord or some other bullshit. It doesn't matter to me. The issue is whenever everybody is able to do that. It's a huge difference between one individual being able to get something versus every single player on the server being the gameplay experience being changed for the population as a whole, right? Is it you? Well, no, it's not just going to be me on other servers. There's going to be other people as well. And it's the same thing as like people getting carried to rank 1 Gladiator. I never really gave a shit about that. I mean, like, yeah, it was kind of annoying, right? Back before, I streamed or whatever. But it doesn't really matter because it's one person. The issue really is whenever it's happening on a large scale. No one person or a small group of people. And what I mean by a small group of people is like 1,000 people. Like, there's 1,000 people that are like maybe in my community that are going to be playing the game differently. That's fine, in my opinion, because there are millions of people that are going to play the game. I care about the way those millions of people are going to be affected by systems added into the game that could be harmful or bad to the game. Those are the things that I have against it. You said that you would work on Discord last night. Have you gotten around to it yet? Yeah, I made 2 new chat channels. I haven't really decided how I want to do the voice channels yet, but I'm going to make about 20 leveling group channels in Discord for Classic WoW, and that way people in the community can group up and level together. Opinion on quest trackers. So quest trackers is the same thing as the LFG add-on. Now, I feel like the LFG add-on is substantially worse than quest trackers. The reason for that is because the LFG add-on removes what I consider the most important element of Classic WoW, which is the social aspect. The quest tracker add-ons are also not good for the game, but because they only interact with the way the individual consumes content that they would already consume, I don't think that's a very big deal. You see what I'm saying? I really don't think that's a very big deal. Comparatively. Now, what I'm really saying is that both of these things are bad. But the LFG add-on is substantially worse because it erodes the social aspect of the game, and I consider the social aspect of the game more important than people figuring out and reading quests. That's the point that I'm making. Is that agreeable? It devalues the achievement of finding a group of people to play with. That's really your main point. Well, it's not about devaluing the achievement. There's no achievement to finding a group. There's the fulfillment of creating a group, interacting with other people, and creating that group organically by interacting with other individuals, by talking to them, and forming relationships. That's why people kept playing the game for 10 years, is because they talked to other people and they formed relationships. Those are the things that matter. And just spam general chat, who cares? Yeah, that's right. But in order to get somebody into the group, you have to talk to that person. You have to talk to that person. And I think that's what matters. People complain about didn't play vanilla because they never experienced a game where you actually made friends in the game. Well, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people who probably never played vanilla. They never played vanilla, and they want vanilla to be like BFA. And I understand that. I get it, you know, but I don't think that's something that Blizzard should encourage. That's the point. What's the difference? Wait, what's the difference here between someone using the program and someone spamming a macro? Because you have to individually talk to the person. You have to talk to the person. And also, if you have the tool, here's another difference. Guilds become less valuable if there's a tool that creates an aggregate system of allowing players to interact with each other. Because guilds are basically they're basically a group of people that you pug with regularly. And if you create a system that devalues guilds, you are harming the very, very foundation of the game. And I consider matchmaking, so yeah, that is very bad. So it's not, there isn't really a direct thing. This isn't like, oh, well, if I set something on fire, it's going to be hot, right? This is a direct cause and effect. This is an indirect cause and effect because of the way that players will change their social behavior. How am I basing, where am I getting these ideas from? 15 years of playing the game. I am one of the few people who has never quit WoW. I have played from vanilla WoW all the way until today. I have been a hardcore player for pretty much the entire time. I used to be a hardcore raider, now I'm a hardcore mount farmer, and I'm hardly that anymore, but at least I have a lot of fucking achievements. I'm in the top 1% for achievements, mounts, pets, and titles, and transmogs, and all of that other shit. I am one of the top people. Doesn't mean I'm number one. I used to be pretty damn close, but I'm not anymore. But I'm pretty far up there. And I have a very, very good analysis, in my opinion, of the way the game has changed. Of course, my opinion, that I have a good analysis, of course. But I'm one of the few people that's done that. And that's it. Nobody cares about achievements. Yeah, they do. I think more people care about achievements than being top DPS on Warcraft logs. Nobody gives a shit about that, honestly. I stopped caring about doing top DPS whenever Titan Forging happened, because I was no longer competing on an even playing field with other people. Back before Titan Forging was added into the game, and even during, maybe a little bit during Legion, I did not... Oh, I got the red one. Nice. Yeah, I was one of the top DPS warriors. Even in Emerald Nightmare, I was one of the top DPS warriors. In Nighthold, same thing. I had the rank 1 parse on Star Augur. I played very seriously as a DPS player. And also, you guys can say cap all you want, but many of you guys might not remember my YouTube channel. Go back and watch Big Dick DPS guides. I had some of the highest parses in the world. Was I number one? On some of them, yes, but on most of them, no. But I was up there. I think I've got a pretty good idea. People do care about achievements. I've done everything in the game. I'm one of the few people that has done everything in the game. I've PvP'd, I've done PvE, I've done pet battles, I've done BGs, I've done everything. And that's all there is to it. Playing for 2 years. Play some Era? I don't know about playing Era. I have no idea what the hell that is. The add-on has the potential to, what is this here? Change the game? Yes, it does have potential to change the game. Absolutely. You haven't, what's this here? Ride the Long Boy? I'm kind of feeling like riding an old classic mount, man. Remember, let me see what the rest of these are, okay? I've got to read the rest of these real quick, okay? I'm pretty far behind. There's a lot of these I'm missing out on. Turn it up. Yeah, this is the, I still will never forget the day that I walked into the Wowhead party at BlizzCon and they started playing this song. But, I mean, like, some people that would be cool. For me, it was fucking mortifying, okay? Like, it's not for me, man. That's a little bit too much, bro. That's too much. I don't know. I almost wanted to leave. I was not having it, man. Never being number one at Trial in Norway. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? It's like I used to play the game a lot more seriously than I do now, right? Now I stream seriously. That's my main focus. As a player now, I stream seriously, and that's my main thing. Very important question. Have you tried Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich? No, I haven't. I don't really go to Popeyes. I'm not really a big fan. I think Popeyes is okay, but I would say my main chicken place is KFC. Even though I think that Chick-fil-A is a little bit better, I'm sorry, but I've been going to KFC for 20 years, and it's not going to change. Also, you know, I go to KFC. That's all there is to it, man. Yeah. I'm gonna miss cage fire. I don't know about that, man. Can you tell KFC to bring back their cornbread? I actually think that they should. That's a great idea. I probably should try to lobby for that to happen, okay? Popeyes is better than KFC? No, it's not. So anyway, the point that I'm making, right, is that the LFG add-on does have the potential to change the game. Now, will it change the game? I don't know. It depends on how popular it is. What I do know is that already 8,000 people downloaded it, and it was made popular yesterday. And so I wonder how many people have downloaded it now. Actually, you know what? Let me go look right now. Well, let's see how many people have downloaded the LFG add-on right now. Just give me 1 second here. Popeyes is so much better. Yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it, okay? Give me 1 sec. Let me kill all the rest of these, and we'll get the rest of this. If you could have one dream sponsor for the stream, what would it be? The one that gives me the most money. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at what the add-on is, okay? Classic LFG. Alrighty. I feel like also Icy Veins, like, I don't think they're at fault for this. I don't like the idea that Icy Veins is somehow responsible or deserves any sort of hate because of this, right? I'm just not a fan of that. I think that's it's just not right to do. Okay, let me see what we've got here. So, where's the download? CurseForge, okay. 10,000 downloads. 10,000. $10,000. It's been out for 1 day, basically. 1 fucking day. I don't know what to say, man. It's sad. I'll say that. It certainly is sad. And destroyed the Mr. GM. You guys want to see that? I'll watch the Mr. GM clip, okay? And we'll take a look at this, and we'll see where this is gonna go. All right. Give me 1 moment here, and I'll take a look at it. Okay, I'm gonna pause this here. All right. So where is this? Okay. All right. Now here we go. Classic LFG add-on. I'm going to go ahead and just open this up on a bigger screen so you guys can see it. Okay. Something went wrong. Okay. Classic LFG add-on in action. Okay, here we go. What? What the hell? It's deleted. I didn't expect that. He removed the clips. Mirror? I don't know if there is a mirror for it. Let's see. Did he make a tweet about this? Let me go ahead and look at this. Yeah, it was in action. All right, is anybody responding to that? Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere. Look at his Twitch clips from the week. Okay, just a second. Let me go ahead and do that. I'll see if I can figure this out. Okay, guys. Sorry, this is kind of weird. Okay. Let's see. Oh, he's hosting me. Thank you, man. Okay, remove this. All right, here we go. This is the one. Okay, I'm gonna pause.
Let's go again. All right, I'm gonna make a Dead Minds group. Dead Minds group. Dead Minds.
Okay.
Testy test.
Okay.
Auto invite on. Description tester.
Okay.
List group. Dungeon group joined. You've joined your group for Dead Minds. So I'm just gonna leave it. Hands off the mouse.
No. All right.
Will he?
No
what
hands
happens when he signs up?
No hands.
Just sign up.
Boom. That's one.
And I'm in a group.
Boom, that's one. So it has auto invite on and everything like that. So here's another thing, right? Is that I feel like this add-on in itself is not fundamentally harmful in every single way. But what I do think is going to happen is that this add-on will be version 1.0. And then version 1.1 will have different preferences that players can create. And then version 1.2 might have a little thing that you can check to look at people's item level. And then version 1.3 might have some sort of checker with the armory that looks at somebody's gear. And then it's like, you see how this happens. And like, even if you're okay with the beginning of it, right? Which I don't think, I don't think this is going to like, it's not, it's bad, but it's also like, I don't know. I'm trying to like find a way to explain this. It's a slippery. So if you think that I'm contradicting, you're retarded. Okay? Like I'm just saying you're retarded. You just don't understand like any sort of nuance at all. It's okay. You're retarded. The point that I'm making is that this add-on is bad. It is antithetical to the way that the classic WoW is created and designed to be played. This is a fact. All right? Like, everybody basically agrees with me on this. At least most people do. The majority of people agree with me on this. On top of that, I don't think this add-on, if nothing ever changed, I don't think this add-on will ruin the game. But what I do think will ruin the game is what will come out of this add-on. That's what I was saying before about the different players. And, oh, why does it matter how we play the game? We're paying for the game the same as you are. That attitude is what ruins the game. And that attitude can't be allowed in Classic WoW in a popular way. That needs to be shut down every step. That attitude is what the issue is. This add-on is a symptom. That attitude is the disease. It's ruined the fucking game. Because these lazy babies don't know that they're playing an MMO. I'm not okay with it. And what about your guild taking over the server? That's completely normal. Like, guilds did that back in vanilla WoW. And obviously I was using hyperbole. Do you really think my guild is going to completely take over the server? Of course not. We haven't taken over Kel'Thuzad, and I played on that server for years. It's obviously hyperbole. Come on. Like, I feel like 95% of people think it's a joke, and the 5% get mad because they think that it's real. Come on, guys. Let's be real. People streamed back in 2005, 2006? No, but they had large guilds and communities in the same way. Elitist Jerks is an example of that. There's plenty of other examples, too. Let's see. This is not... what is this here? Regard to Group Finder or ILO. People inspect you and check your gear before the raid. What's the difference? The difference is that it's an automated system that doesn't require personal interaction. That's the difference. That's what matters. What do you think of questing? As I said before, I think leveling add-ons, like probably by the second or third time, I might use a leveling add-on. I might not. I probably won't even need to because I'll know what quests to do. But the fact is that the leveling add-ons, in my opinion, I don't think are as harmful to the game as this, because the social aspects in the game are probably the most important thing. I've always viewed the social element of WoW as the most important thing in the game. Why is that? It's very simple. It's because that's the main thing that people continue playing for. That's why they log on. They log on to see with and to play with their friends. That's what I think really matters. Questies kill social aspects in some ways. I mean, like, everything kills social aspects in some ways. It's always a matter of degrees, right? And that's the whole point that I'm making, right? Both of these things are bad, but the degree that Questy or a questing add-on kills social interaction is not as bad as the Group Finder add-on. That's the only point that I'm making, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Blacklist LFR users on Farolina. That's not going to happen. Nobody's going to do that. Like, I don't want to deal, like, honestly, like, I don't want to deal with a blacklist, okay? I just want to play the fucking game. Like, just want to play the fucking game. And that's all there is to it, man. What was the announcement? Horrible? What's this here? Leantrix add-on for tips. I don't know about Leatrix. Is that like the latency fixer? I remember I used to use that back in like fucking Wrath or something like that. It was a long goddamn time ago. Spit on LFR add-on users. I can come up with something that's more inventive than that. I mean, we don't want to spit on everybody. Then it loses its value. EQ dungeons with LFG back in vanilla by talking to innkeepers. You'd be automatically placed in a group. I don't think that's the case, man. What about a bulletin board in game? So, all right. I do think that a lot of people are getting confused about two different things. So, whenever I'm talking about Dungeon Finder, I'm talking about this Dungeon Finder and the Raid Finder. I have a problem with these two things. I don't have a problem with this thing. Pre-made groups is fine. I'm completely okay with this because it's player created and it's fine. That doesn't mean that it should be in Classic. It doesn't mean that it should be in Classic. But for retail WoW, I think this is fine. You understand? The add-on is the same thing. I don't think that it should be in Classic, though. Because it wasn't in Classic originally. Do you understand? Like, I don't get it. Do you think that they should get rid of add-ons for Classic entirely? No, I don't. I've thought about the idea of Blizzard adding in a, what do you call it? A Blizzard adding in, like, an accepted add-ons list, right? Where you can only download add-ons from Blizzard. You know what I mean? And that I don't know really how I feel about that. That's not really that great of an idea. But, you know, like, I don't know. Classic community is so fucking toxic. I don't think the Classic community is toxic at all. The ironic thing about people saying the Classic community, like, I mean, they are toxic, okay? Let me just say that. Actually, let me go back and say the Classic community is toxic in a lot of ways, but this is not one of them. All right? Classic community is toxic in a lot of ways. This is not one of them. You know what is really toxic? Poisoning the game with your LFR mindset. What is the definition of toxic? It's a much fucking closer to the way these people want to have the game changed than people who are just making fun of and talking shit about streamers. They are but by the closest definition of the word toxic, they're the ones that are toxic. What do you think about gear score add-on? I mean, in Wrath, like, the thing with that is that, like, I've got like 5 red ones out of this run. As the game has evolved, I feel like, obviously, the systems and the way that people interact with each other should evolve. That being said, I don't think that Classic WoW is where those things should happen. Because the game came out with a specific intent in mind. And I don't want to see this game, Classic WoW, have gear score and have a bunch of other stuff. Now, will there always be a certain tool that people can use to, like, you know, evaluate whether somebody's good or not at the game? Absolutely. Yeah, that will always fucking happen. It will always be in the game. But that doesn't mean that we should just sit around and be okay with that happening in every single different avenue. And that's the point that I'm making. It's evolution. Yeah, it's evolution. I get that. It's completely okay with me. And if it was Wrath of the Lich King private server, I would expect to see a gear score add-on. But it's not a Wrath of the Lich King private server, and I don't want to see it. That's the point. If anything else, gear score wouldn't be effective and potentially backfire on users. Yes and no. I mean, people with a higher gear score in Classic WoW probably would trend towards being better players and having higher DPS, even though there would be a number of exceptions, right? If you were to create like a, I don't know, like a point graph, right, of like, you know, average DPS versus gear score, it would go up pretty much the same. But obviously, there would be, of course, outliers. How many hours in your stream? We stream on release day. I will stream until I can't. That's basically the idea that I have. I'm going to stream until I can't. Can you add add-ons before vanilla launch? I don't know, actually. Probably. I mean, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to. Like, so yeah, you should be able to add add-ons before vanilla launch. Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. I don't really know what add-ons I'm going to use. Probably on day one, I'm just gonna play with no add-ons, and that way it's not gonna confuse things or you know, mess anything up. And I might add like 1 or 2 different add-ons, but for the most part, I think I'm just gonna stick with the default UI. That's what my plan is right now. You know, Carbonite's coming back as an add-on. Yeah, but Carbonite was added in BC. That's the main thing. Please show your opinion to devs. Well, I mean, like, the thing is, I could look at a million different people. Like the devs. The thing is, the devs agree with me. The devs agree with me on this. That's the best part about it. Is that, as I said, I just played the clip of Ian saying the exact same thing. This is very, very clearly going to be the case. All right, here we go. Kill this guy. I still think it's so fucking funny that I can actually kill Cthulhu before he goes into his, into the stomach. I'm pretty sure I can. I probably should use CDs. I would have been able to. He's taking like 99.9% damage reduction, and I still can kill him here. Ah, shit, he took me down this one. I should have used CDs there. Oh, well. This fight is mathematically impossible. Yeah, I guess so. There we go. There we go. All right, we're good. Away from AK-40. Don't you have everything you need? That's right. Yeah, I just wanted to do it just so I could talk about this issue and I could focus entirely on the conversation. But now I want to go ahead and do a King's Rest run and a few other things too. Maybe some more scythe runs too. Just give me 1 second. What character have I not done King's Rest on? Probably not my, yeah, I did on this character. Let me go back over to my other character. Okay. Would you change servers? Okay, so people are asking, would I change servers if the population was really bad and the queues were really bad? The answer is yes. Absolutely, I would change servers. Of course I would change servers. Why wouldn't I change servers? What is missing from AQ40? Nothing, apparently. Let's see, is there anything else people sent me here? Okay, Mecha Mafia. Fucking shitballs, this font is huge for no reason and very eligible. I messaged you to say that my guild in Classic will be able to assist your efforts need be, like a card to play. At first, I wanted to join your guild and get the 60 fast. However, I realized I kind of wanted to tank and have my own guild too. I never really PvP'd hardcore in any capacity, so that's it. Mecha Mafia is going to be the name. If you don't respond, then I'll understand. LMAO.